Welcome to yet another highly questionable. What's the best thing on the show today, Bomani?
Hassan Whiteside, the single most confusing basketball player in the history of the NBA.
It really is weird. Vamos, Papi.
I started to think 73 is a lock for these Warriors.
I don't like this question. I will not respect this question. I wish to just talk about how fun the Warriors are because they do stuff like this. Steph Curry, look at this last night. He is shooting from 28 feet and more, 60+%. That's better than the rest of the NBA on average from within 3 feet. And then there's this. Look at this, Bomani. Whee! I mean, Draymond Green was in foul trouble last night. Klay Thompson missed his last 11 shots, and they still won by 13 points. So much fun.
Yeah, here's how good they are. I went to sleep when they were down 3 in the third quarter because them down 3 in the third quarter meant that they were going to win the game. Like, I never entertained the possibility the Rockets were actually going to do it. But, hey, man, Festus Ezeli didn't play in that game because he's out for 6 weeks because he had a knee scope. That's why you can't lock in 73, because it's not like he's the only guy that has things that might wind up needing surgery. We'll see how the year goes. A lot of good luck is necessary to put together a run like that. But, hey, who do you think is going to beat them on any given night? They need to go 26-5 on the way out to get to 73. That doesn't even sound as crazy as 26-5 is supposed to sound.
How about this, Bomani, by the way? I think that this is the most enviable team in all of sports since Michael Jordan's Bulls in terms of you want what they have. It's not just dominance, and it's not merely that they have fun while doing it. They're entertaining and they score offensively. They have the cap room to get Kevin Durant. This team is what everyone in sports wants to have. It's what they want to cheer for.
Why can't we talk about 78? It is possible. It's very possible.
Okay. I mean, at this point, though, Bomani, it's no more. How much more ridiculous is it actually, really? I mean,
it's winning every game they have left. He's not my dad. I don't have to pretend. That's crazy.
Did Hassan Whiteside deserve to be ejected and sent home by the Heat for elbowing Boban?
Yeah, the Spurs beat the Heat last night in Miami. And Hassan Whiteside, this is a confounding situation. They've got a dominant shot blocker who makes them worse on defense and who elbowed a very large man in the face right there.
And even his own coach, Eric Spoelstra, said that's not a basketball play when they sent him home.
And then immediately acting like he didn't do anything. I have to give him credit for reflexively jumping into what do you mean mode, what do you mean? That's too much, though. I mean, I don't think there's no way you're going to get anybody to argue anything for you on an elbow thrown like that one.
Keep in mind, by the way, the Heat didn't merely send him to the locker room. They told him to go home. If you know anything about Hassan Whiteside, he's a little bit of a child in a man's body. They basically sent him to his room. Why? They didn't want him in emotional state talking to the media and saying things that would linger throughout the All-Star break because in an emotional state, he might do such things. It's fascinating that the Heat have to decide, and they've never given this kind of guy big money, whether they're going to give big money to a guy they don't trust.
Really tall, really agile, really talented. I don't know if I'd want him.
I don't think that was a big deal. I mean, the referees, they went overboard on that call. You know, I didn't see any busted lip, any broken nose. There was no blood on the court there. So what's a big deal? You say, you know, flag and one, that's it. What you gotta send the guy home and all that, you know?
Just to be clear, if we could show a picture of Boban right fast, just so you understand, a man like this don't necessarily bleed easily. Like, just because you don't make him bleed doesn't mean you didn't elbow.
Can you say a what one? A what?
Flagan. Oh, Flagan.
One more time.
Fragante uno, that's it.
No, that was a fragrant one. And the fragrant was go home. We don't want you around here anymore.
Should the Clippers be praised for suspending Blake Griffin for 4 games with no pay?
Bomani, I don't know how to answer this question because there's not a lot of precedent for what do you do, how do you make it punitive when your superstar punches an employee, an underling, in the face and breaks his hand. 4 games sounds reasonable enough because I know a lot of you are going to say, well, that's not enough. It's only 4 games. They play 82. What's the big deal? But it's almost $1 million. It's like $900,000. That seems to be a pretty big penalty for a mistake you made in a restaurant restaurant off premises.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they deserve to be praised, though. They really didn't have any other option, and I don't think that this is about the optics of what everyone would see about suspending a superstar player. More like, hey, the players can't hit the employees. That's one of those lines that you can't have crossed. Now, if the players hit each other, it's just kind of the breaks of the game. It's emotional, all those things. You can't have Blake Griffin hitting that guy, ever. 4 games? Seems about right. The question is, will the 4 games come after he's cleared to return from the broken hand, or will the 4 games come 4 games before he is cleared?
Right. They're going to clear him and not tell us. They're going to clear him 4 days earlier and then tell us later.
What are we to make of the lawsuit filed against the University of Tennessee that alleged deliberate indifference toward sexual assaults by athletes?
Okay, 6 women have sued the University of Tennessee at Knoxville behind this. They all allege that they are rape victims, and we have one victim who alleges that she was sexually assaulted by 2 football players. But not just that she was assaulted by 2 football players, but that a 3rd football player who was trying to aid them in reporting the crime was then beaten up by 2 football players while a coach watched it happen. Whoa. If this is true, if any of this winds up coming out, just about everybody winds up having to go. But there's a larger discussion that has to be had. It's not just about athletic departments and how they handle issues of sexual assault. This is about campuses in general. Baylor has the wildly ironic situation of Ken Starr trying to pay lip service to caring about sexual assault when his school has demonstrated that it is not, even though we know how Ken Starr got himself to be famous. All these schools have a problem. We have a larger societal problem. When will we get past simply pretending like we care about what happens to women and actually doing something about that fact?
We have a problem throughout the world that feels a little bit anti-woman. America sometimes can feel very anti-woman. And this particular culture that surrounds an idea of rape or a rape allegation, where you have an actual football player who is trying, allegedly, to help a victim, and he not only gets beat up by his teammates, he has to then transfer because the whole thing is so uncomfortable to him. Think about how many things in that situation are conspiring against the woman. The entire culture is conspiring against the woman in a way that is really unseemly.
Think about it. If that man had to leave because of the pressure around someone else's allegation, imagine trying to be the one to make the allegation.
Do you expect Phil Jackson to opt out of the Knicks?
All right, this is an idea that's been bandied about. The Knicks don't look to be that good, though they look better than when Phil Jackson got there, I'd have to admit. And maybe, just maybe, Phil Jackson would opt out of his deal to go take a job with maybe the Lakers, where his fiance works, and also where a brother works. See, that's where this gets to be a little bit tricky here. Jim Buss has said that if this wasn't going after 3 years, that he'd walk away. This is now 3 years, and nobody ever means it when they say stuff like that. So you think that Phil Jackson and Jim Buss are going to be working in the same front office? Because I don't think that's going to happen.
It had a chance to happen before, and Jim Buss got in the way of it happening. Phil Jackson was available, wanted to be there, and Jim Buss got in the way of that. I do wonder, though, Bomani, long-distance relationships, love is in play. He is engaged to Jeannie Buss, and he wants to go back to Los Angeles. We know that from before he took this Knicks job. This Knicks job was his second option. I do wonder, that year and 2 year and 3 years of distance, and you lose with the Knicks, it does make sense that Phil Jackson would want to go back home. The question, I think, becomes whether or not they want him, whether they're willing to put their egos aside and let him have the power that he wants.
I mean, let's be clear. He can go back to L.A. That's fine. He just ain't going to be working for the Lakers.
Did you see that they say he wrote yesterday?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah? What was that all about?
Yeah, did you see that? Did you read that? Talking about Maslow's hierarchy and self-actualization and everything else. What's the point of sharing something with the world that only you understand?
Any problem with Joel Quenneville walking out of his press conference?
We beat up Cam Newton for days. We continue to talk about this for days after, Peyton Manning, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, won at the end of his career, even though his arm is kind of broken and he won the championship. And it's a nice story. We talk about Cam Newton leaving a press conference. Here is the Chicago Blackhawks coach. He is upset because a goal has been disallowed, and here he goes.
Yeah, it's gone to a different level. I don't know the rules anymore, or something's changed because, my understanding, played a lot of hockey, that, I don't know. I mean, I think everybody has an interpretation, what's a good goal and what's a bad goal, but I can't believe it.
Well, I I gotta say, I don't have a problem with them walking out of the press conference because I generally don't have a problem with people walking out of press conferences. But if you got a problem with a dude walking out of a press conference, there's a dude walking out of a press conference after losing and not really being that gracious about it. So now it's time to show and prove if you care enough about hockey to show and prove. And if you don't care enough about hockey to show and prove, totally
This is point across before the press conference.
I don't remember what my father's talking about. Oh, it's this guy.
That's right.
Yeah, there it is right
That's
there.
right.
Have some of that.
Imagine Cam Newton did that.
Oh, can you imagine? I mean, Von Miller kind of does that.
Only Marshawn Lynch can get away with that.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Oh, no, don't hurt
Oh,
the
no, Grandpa. Oh, he's falling down.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, Grandpa! Oh!
Time to play the game that has brought shame to its entire family. Do you question?
You give us topics and events. We question.
Do you question Ocho Cinco's sprained ankle remedy?
Cam Newton, you may have heard, was kind of unprofessional. You know you're unprofessional, Bomani, when Tio and Ocho Cinco are on Mike and Mike calling you unprofessional. He also said something else while he was on Mike and Mike. Listen to this.
You know what I did for ankle sprains?
Yeah.
I would collect warm urine from my teammates, heat it up, and put my ankle in it for 30 minutes. That's how I healed. Screws.
I'm begging you to tell me you're making
Did you
it up.
really do that?
Serious. That's my grandma's remedy.
No,
That's my grandma's remedy.
He's full of it. This guy's full of it.
This is why I was on the field my entire career and not hurt like this one.
Why couldn't you just save it up yourself through the course of one day? Like, why'd you have to get it from your teammates?
That's an excellent follow-up question. And Mike and Mike failed by not asking. Why couldn't it have been your own urine? Why did you need the urine of others? What was wrong with your urine?
I'm urinating in my ankles right now.
Both of them. Wow. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I feel so much better
Okay,
already, you know.
very good.
What do you have, the
Okay.
gout?
All right, excellent.
Do you question if success tastes sweet?
They're not telling us what's on this video. I'm so afraid.
What's happening here? Oh no. Oh, something. This never goes well, Bomani.
Is this like our gender equity?
Oh,
Whoa, whoa,
deadlifter!
whoa.
Oh! No, celebrate with your man. Kiss him hard on the mouth. Oh! And no one there seems to be surprised by it at all. It's a normal part of weightlifting when you lift heavy weights.
What are you waiting on me for? What am I supposed to say?
Yeah.
Well, that's nothing. Do you remember this guy?
Oh, the weightlifting videos. Yes. Yes. Oh, right over the front of his shirt. Yes. Out his nose. Keep going, big man. Push through it. Oh.
Ah, let's go. Don't be a chicken.
Get out of
There
here.
you are.
Like, how much money are you getting paid to do this?
Oh, no.
And notice that there's already a towel on the ground because, once again, this is just another day at the gym.
Oh, just stop lifting it, man.
And that's the reason I never go to the gym. You know that? I don't want to look like a fool like that, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
Better to be fat than
That's right.
than to
And
look
lifting
like
weights like that will mess up your jump shot.
Do you question Grandpa's judgment?
Okay, Grandpa's judgment. We go out to the University of Kentucky. They've got a UK boogeyman. He's a grandpa. Let's see what he's got. Call me! Exclamation. Oh,
Go, man, go.
okay. This is not going to end well, though, right? When he jumps down the steps.
Oh, no. Don't hurt
Oh,
the
no,
shot.
no, Grandpa. Grandpa. Oh, he's falling down.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, Grandpa! Oh, Grandpa!
Poor guy.
Where is it happening? There
Oh,
it is.
There
There
it is. There are the ankles giving. Oh,
It was a pretty
Grandpa.
soft landing, all things considered, though.
For him, not for her.
No, she did all right.
He had her to cushion his fall.
She's okay. That's good. But I have to say something to that old man. Never put a railing between your legs. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
You know, that's very dangerous.
A railing.
Oh wow, I hadn't
that's right.
quite noticed that that
Oh,
was why
I
it
didn't
all
even
went bad.
notice that.
What's the risk reward on that one? Like, who was going to be impressed by that trick?
I mean, my father's advice is eternal life advice, young men out there. Never put a railing between your legs.
I got married to money. Then I fell in love with that daddy. You do what you want when you're popping. Yeah, you do what you want when you're popping. You do what you want once you cop it. You do what you want when you got it. Yeah, you do what you want when you're popping. You do what you want when you're popping.
And apparently he's popping. Like, I think that's what that is.
Strike three!
No.
This broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that believes in free love. See or no?
Tell us what's on television tonight. We are still waiting for him to say no to anything.
On ESPN, Lakers and Cavs.
No, thank you. Not interested in this. But the other day, the Lakers played against the Pacers. It was a very close game. Kobe kept making threes at the end, and Paul George was asked a question afterward. Here's what he had to say about Kobe.
They took the lead, but then you had the 3 free throws and then the three-point play the hard way. Did you just decide it wasn't going to happen this way this night?
Well, he is old. I got a little footstep on him, and I just said I was just going to take it to the basket.
He is old. We could have ended that a couple of words early. That would have been fine. It's true. Bomani, are you intrigued?
Not especially. You know, all these teams, though, have been giving Kobe gifts when he comes to town. And let's see if they give Kobe the thing he wants most from the Cavs. A ticket on the first thing, smoking out of town the second the game's over.
Boppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. But listen, Kobe's not the only old man playing in that game. You know who the other old man is? LeBron James. He looks like hell. Look at him. He looks like he's about 55 years old, buddy.
What?
I mean, yeah, Kobe looks like a spring chicken next to LeBron. Look at the two of them. Are you kidding me?
What?
Let's be clear. The surprisingly old dude in that game is Richard Jefferson. Yeah, still in the league, Richard Jefferson.
On TSN, Senators and Red Wings.
No, thank you. But this does give us an opportunity to showcase Dylan Larkin, 19 years old. People really like his style. Let's go to his style 6 years ago when he was 13 years old. What did that look like?
Hey boys, it's YouTube. It's D-Boss coming to you live from the dungeon here. About to put up a snip show in here. It's about to get hot and spicy. You ready, my boy E Slayer?
Ready as it gets.
Let's go. Here we go. Yeah, you like that?
I mean, I don't know what we just watched. I don't understand what we just did on television other than waste your time. Bomani, are you intrigued?
I mean, I guess all of us relate to a degree when we were 13 years old. I'm just hoping he's come a long way in the last 6 years. I'm just hoping. He appears to be very talented, though.
Okay. Poppy, are you intrigued? Yeah, I don't blame you. We didn't have anything on this, and we're just going to move on to the next question.
No, anybody can do that when you don't have a goal in front of the net. That's why that doesn't show me anything. But tonight, I'm telling you, that goalie from the Senator is going to be the man of the hour there. You know, that goalie from the Senator is going to block all the shot that this kid is going to make.
That goalie for the Senators.
No,
CC.
No chance. His name is CC. He just named him. Hopefully.
I'm very intrigued.
Oh, CC.
On the Game Show Network, Family Feud.
Oh, I'm always down for some Family Feud. What do we got here? Do we have the new Family Feud? It's got to be the new Family Feud, right? What do we got?
Name another way people say mother.
How about Nana?
Nana. Tell me another way people say mother.
What about Steve? Nene?
Yeah, you said. What did,
Nana?
Didn't you say Nana?
I did say that, Steve, yes. Nana. Uh-huh. And I said Nana.
It's the same word.
It's the same word?
They're going to spell it the same way. E-N-A-N-A. You just can't go changing the inflection.
What about mommy?
Okay. Oh, mommy.
Right.
Not mommy.
What about mommy? Well, we already said, mommy. Okay, Steve. Nana. Well, Steve, I would say mom, but the answer mom is already up there.
Right. Well, let's just flip that over.
Right.
Wow, we found the replacement for Poppy if he has to miss a day or something. That woman's going to sit right down next to us right here and get everything wrong. Bomani, are you intrigued?
What is it saying about the last three people on that row if she's batting number 2? What is being said about the rest of you guys if she's batting number 2?
What about the family members who weren't even invited to be among the 5?
I want to see a clip of them backstage. I knew she was going to do something like that. I told you she was going to do something like that.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued because I thought that the host of that show was going to get canned after what happened with him and the Miss Universe contest. He's back in business now. It's stronger than ever. You see him there on national TV, prime time and all that. You got to give him credit for it.
I mean, I don't know how prime time that is, but okay.
He's really good at that job, though.
Yes, he is.
That's all the time we have today. Thank you for watching.
Back tomorrow at the same time. Thanks for watching.
Gracias. See you mañana.
Poppy, let's play this game with you. Give us one more name for mother. Give us one more name for mother.
Sweetheart. No?
No.